All right, welcome to day 30 of cognitive drawing. So this day is a really fun, interesting exercise. I learned a lot even putting this exercise together. We're going to focus on the ab muscles in the stomach. So let's break down the body to those very simple shapes again. Here's our square, our rectangle, and how the rib cage comes in, and the egg shapes for the ribs as well as the head. Now just throw a little 6-pack of soda under there, under the rib cage, boom. There you go, there's your abs. Now if you bend around the body, let's see what happens. So you see this is straight on, it starts bending. These soda cans are very flexible as we see, but it just stretches and squishes. Those circles just kind of squish, just move around within that cavity, okay? In addition to the 6-pack, add some stretchy tape to the outside of the boxes and study how this could look when the body moves around, okay? So you notice there's this tape. Just picture stretchy tape attached from this box to that one, okay? And see it kind of bulges out, it stretches, it kind of slightly skews in, kind of curves in when it's stretching. This is how you want to think about how those two pieces are connected, how the torso and the pelvis connects, because they're two solid pieces. You know, there's a little bit of flexibility, but all that flexibility is happening in the muscles in between the two, okay, and how they stretch. When we add that 6-pack over top of these muscles, look at how amazing that works together. These stretchy pieces of tape and the 6-pack, and it can just stretch and bend all over the place. So on this page are a bunch of examples. Study how these shapes can be transformed into actual muscles, okay? Study, like, look at how this bulges there and bulges out there. Look how it stretches here and then bulges here, and try to see if you can figure out exactly how it's working. Think of this shape here and how it's just a strip that just cuts down here. Strip, it just cuts right down the middle, and same with those pieces of tape, and everything just fits onto that, okay? Now we're going to turn the page and we're going to start this exercise, okay? Stop! Don't flip back to that last page. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is because I don't want you looking back, because this next page that we see over on this side is all those boxes, and we're going to draw the ab muscles on top of them as good as you can from memory. Trust me, it will be okay. You'll be able to correct all your mistakes later, okay? But first, let's try to do it as good as we can from memory. So, and then after we finish drawing all those, you'll be able to flip back and forth between the reference page and compare, and you'll be able to erase and fix things, okay? But it'll be good to try to do it as good as you can first. Before we do that, we're going to just do a little quick study of what we learned already, okay? So let's study the stomach, torso, and pelvis proportions again. Okay, recreate the proportions again right here. So we have our nice little egg-shaped head, okay? We have our body, the head, sides of the head. You can drag that straight down. And that kind of splits the difference on both sides of the body right here of this. Does that make any sense? And it looks like I need to go a little lower. Let's cut this in half. So this is our neck. Here's that little V shape, neck muscles. We got our little egg shape for the boy, I'm drawing that. It's very strange. Got our egg shape here. Can go down to the pelvis structure. Maybe I didn't do that too low after all. We got this. The rib line there, and then we can put in that 6-pack right there. Remember, we have this line that kind of follows the arms. It goes down the center of the pecs there. So I think we have studied up a little bit, and remember these. So the things that are important going forward on this next page is these lines right here. Well, this line from the sides of the head that goes straight down. Okay, this line here is and this triangle here is what's going to give you the information to know where to put these ab muscles, okay? And then, you know, remember we're going to stick our piece of tape right here and here, and it's stretchy tape. It's not going to stretch from that box, it's going to stretch from that rib cage, okay? So those are the important things to remember. So we'll go through this together when we're starting to put the stuff in here. And there's that belly button diamond right in the bottom six-pack area. Remember this here is bones. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, we're gonna just put this over to the side here. If you're using the book, then obviously you don't have to worry about that. Okay, well, let's see if we can do this. So first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna draw a line down the middle of this box. Okay, and then we know that this is the side of the head. Oh my goodness, you guys, my phone just ran out of space as I was working, and I didn't know it. So I'm gonna start over on this middle row. So you missed everything I did up there and everything. Okay, anyway, let's just start over on this middle row. Okay, so first we're gonna draw a line down the middle of these boxes. We're gonna split that difference again. Oops. We're going to draw a line down the middle of this, split that one in half. So in other words, you could start with down this, splitting this box in half like that. That's probably the best way to go. Split that box in half, split this one in half, okay, and then split this in half again. This is getting I'm getting a little speedy because I've done it twice now. Okay, and then we're going to draw the rib cage in there, that triangle cutout. And then I just want you to erase inside there. This will help if you just erase these lines. You'll see why right now, because this rib cage is where everything's stretching from. So we're stretching that line from there, stretching that one from there, stretching that one from there, right? See how you can already kind of see the indentation there? This one's just pretty much straight down. This one has a little bit of a curve to it. Okay, and then we can add this little curve right here to kind of indicate where the pecs are, you know, right? Remember from our tutorial before. Now remember, it's just now about placing these abs in here. So let's just really lightly draw in that six-pack, kind of stretching it in between these muscles, in between not the muscles, in between the bones. So the rib cage, stretching it in between the rib cage and squishing it if we have to, like we do here. And then let's just go over it and kind of make those actual muscles. Now, once we get down into the pelvis area, we kind of just continue that six-pack down. Think about it as just a big, continuous muscle. There's that diamond shape for the belly button. And then remember, we got our pieces of tape. We're stretching from the rib cage down to the pelvis. And here it's kind of probably bulging out. Here it's probably stretching. Maybe just a little bit of a bulge there. You know, I'm kind of just guessing. But we have that rib cage. We know we have those muscles. You can take some liberties on how you draw those muscles if you want. That six-pack. We got that diamond shape for our belly button. And then just continue that bottom six-pack, the bottom muscle down onto the pelvis, okay? Same with here. This one's going to bulge out, so it's probably just going to kind of bulge out like that. This here is probably going to be bulging. This is definitely bulging because it's just bone, fat, bone, right? And then these are kind of flattened. I kind of feel like this one's going to be kind of, there's fat. This is usually fat. There might be muscle if someone's really, really in shape with very little body fat, but there's still always a little bit of fat that kind of sticks out there, even with someone who's in shape. So anyway, that is kind of what we're thinking about for these, designing how these stomach muscles fit in between these two boxes with the boxes in mind and all that structure. It really helps us be able to stretch those muscles between the two. Think of that, placing these shapes inside that area and just kind of stretch it and push it and pull it as if it was all made out of rubber. If these things were made out of rubber, this is how I want you guys to think about this, these exercises. I want you to finish these. Once you are done, you can flip back and forth between the last page and this, and you can just see really easily what you, not necessarily what you did wrong, but see how I drew it on these other pages, okay? And you can kind of compare and contrast what you've done, see if you thought about these shapes correctly and how they, you know, tuck up in there in the body. This one's especially interesting because it kind of folds over. Yeah, just compare them all and then actually go back in and try to clean these up once you compare these, okay? That is your assignment for today. This is a really fun one, I think. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.